Hi, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I'm excited. I'm excited to tap into the collective energy of the Energy Compass Tarot and see what's going on out there. What's the reason for the reading? Knight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, High Priestess. Oh, you're leading, huh? King of Wands, very charismatic. King of Wands is able to just own a space, and they don't have to be real showy. Their energy speaks on their behalf. King of Wands is, they know, like they know where they're headed. They know why they're here. They know they're going to be successful. King of Wands is a natural born leader. Um, you're showing up in a very courageous energy, a very, a steamy energy, honestly. Along with Four of Pentacles, High Priestess, part of what I feel is giving the confidence to the King of Wands energy is Four of Pentacles, a protection of what's yours. There's this mine energy, and this doesn't feel like money. It feels like your light. It feels like you're knowing. This King of Wands is feeling solid within themselves because of themselves, not because of anything outside of them. And the reason for that is High Priestess energy. Um, the ability to sit down with yourself, get quiet, shut the fuck up, and then trust what comes in. High Priestess is you tapping into universal consciousness, tapping into your creator, tapping into your guides, and be like, what do I need to know today? And understanding how to decipher that. Now, some people can sit down and they get messages, but they can't really connect them to their lives. Some people can get messages, they understand the message, but they're not brave enough. Not I say that non-judgmentally. They're not ready to pursue those messages or those nudges. It feels like you're if you're not fully trusting in High Priestess, you're getting there. It feels like you rely more on High Priestess energy for your guidance than anything else. And compared to the majority, that makes you pretty powerful. That makes you really um, unstoppable. What's crossing? And the other thing about the High Priestess is it's a lot of, not a lot, it's the other thing about the High Priestess is it's a very mum's the word energy. Oftentimes, when you tap into the High Priestess, she is going to do so with a keep this to yourself until it's done message, and it's crossing with Magician. You have been connecting to your higher power, and that is making you feel so solid within yourself and your knowing. It's brought in this inner peace in you, this confidence. And when you're in that state, you're the Magician. You showing up present, open heart, connected, sure, causes things to happen at a snap of a finger. You're seeing the real time reaction of your decisions, your actions, your energy, your thoughts. What's the recent past? Ace of Cups, Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You started something new with the Ace of Pentacles. You started something new, Ace of Pentacles. You're very protective of it. You've put a whole lot of focus into it. You know it's going to be successful. Anything else about this Ace of Pentacles? Two of Swords. You had a hard time deciding. It's a very stop and go energy, gas brake energy in the recent past about this new thing, about this new beginning. What's the incoming? I need to ground. I feel like I got off it. I shouldn't be drinking LaCroix while I record. It's making me very burpy. Incoming, we got Seven of Pentacles. This Seven of Pentacles has been showing up and showing up and showing up. Seven of Pentacles. You've been waiting a long time for something to grow, something to materialize. You have also planted a whole lot of stuff. You've put a lot of things in your vortex of reality. And Spirit is saying, okay, but what do you want? You can have all of it, but we can only give you, one at a time. What are we giving you next? Seven of Pentacles energy is Spirit saying, what are we giving you next? You've got all of these seeds growing, but we got to choose one to give you. I know you want all of them. You get all of them. You get all the pentacles that you've planted from your hard work. You get the benefit of it, but you've got to decide which one comes next. Spirit is saying, what do you want us to give you next? Decide. And there's this, you don't want to choose because you want all of it. You get all of it, but you get them moment by moment by moment by moment. What do you want us to give you next? So Spirit saying, can you just get that figured out in yourself already? What's the focus? Four of Swords and the World. Four of Swords cuddled up in your nest, resting, dreaming. There's a need within the mind space to do more resting, do more meditation. They want you to do more baths. They want you to do more Epsom salt baths. I know why. You were programmed to do. You were programmed to be accomplishing something. And there is still this hang up within the mind space that sitting in meditation, soaking, nothing is laziness. When you understand the vantage point of the energetic creator, the anchoring in of the energy, the nothing is actually the most important work. It's where you get the information that you need. It's where you practice your energy. It's where you clear your energy. Spirit wants you to change your focus away from the doing and back into Four of Swords, resting and caring for you. The Spirit is saying there's still some separation within your body. You're not quite loving, you're not loving the physical vessel in the way that you're supposed to. Not, and even if you're not being cruel to oneself, there's a difference between accepting oneself and truly loving oneself. And they're saying you've gotten away from being negative to yourself. You're in this state of accepting oneself, and they're saying, can you get over here into actually loving oneself? And that understand that in the loving of yourself, that's very important work. The most important work when you get down in present moment awareness, when you rest, because it all begins and ends and flows through you, the vessel. Can you love the vessel a little more, please, and thank you? What's the underlying? Queen of Wands in reverse, Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You're still holding yourself back a little bit. You're still not allowing yourself to fully let your guard down. Look, Seven of Wands you you learn to defend yourself for good reason, right? Um, Spirit is just pointing out that part of the power of Queen of Wands energy, who's very passionate, who's very expressive, who just like shows up and takes up space in her life. In order to be a true Queen of Wands energy, you gotta let the bubble, um, you got to let yourself be seen. You got to allow the wall of protection to drop around you, understanding that it's no longer protecting you, and without it you're so much more powerful. You had experiences where the expression of you led to loss. Five of Pentacles, it led to people not getting you, it led to you being mocked or laughed at, it led to you being excluded, it led to people kind of competing with you. And so naturally you'll want to keep that guard up. You'll want to kind of not show up fully, not really be yourself, but not like 100% of you, right? Because you feel like I'm a bit much at 100%. And they're saying, yeah, that's the fucking point. That's the point of why you're here. So in the subconscious programming, we're doing some rewiring that the full expression of yourself unguarded doesn't lead to loss. How you viewing yourself? Seven of Swords in reverse, Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. They're just saying you're coming out of the dark. You're seeing yourself as like Spirit sent you on a mission in the dark to retrieve something, and that you found it. Nine of Cups, you found the wish, you found your treasure. You're realizing that you completed the mission. You did it. You overcame the lies, the betrayal, the deceit. You defeated Seven of Swords energy, and your reward is your wish. It's like your Spirit saying you're finally accepting your badassery. They're handing you a certificate that you are a spiritual badass. What's the surrounding? The Wheel in reverse, Three of Cups, Six of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups. You're probably having a polar opposite experience of life compared to the people around you right now. You're here on earth in this moment in history to anchor in light. Well, it's because earth needs your light. Your surrounding and kind of the general feeling of the collective that are not part of the participation. I'm just going to say it like that. The collective of other players that haven't yet gotten here to where you are yet, they're feeling bored. They're feeling stuck. They're feeling heartbroken. They're feeling alone. They feel like things are never going to change. You have an energy in your surrounding. These are people from your past. These are people that you care about. And you may be feeling this heaviness in your heart space because of their heaviness. And Spirit is just reminding you that they don't want you to feel that heaviness and allow yourself to go down in vibration. What else do we want to know? Tell me what to do with the surrounding. Ten of Cups. Fill them with love. Spirit wants you to do a meditation. They want you to sit down and they want you to envision 10 cups around you. And they want you to put a person, uh, a world situation, a situation that you're dealing with personally, whatever needs your light in those 10 cups. Assign a character if you want to each cup, and they just want you to sit within those 10 cups and fill all 10 of them with light all around you. Spirits, again, reminding you of the effectiveness of going within first. Yes, you can pick up the phone and call this person. Yes, you can take action over here, but it's much more efficient, effective to go up to the spiritual level and address and deliver the medicine from there, up from above. I'm starting, I want to over explain it. Spirit saying I'm over explaining it. Okay, now that you have filled those 10 cups, they're wanting you to kind of box them up. They want you to bind them. And then they want you to send it overhead. The energy in the surrounding that's been feeling like a burden is getting lifted. How's your heart? Does it feel a little lighter, not so tensed up? Does it feel a little more open? You can know that you have the ability to change your mood, change your energy at any time. But knowing how to do it and being able to do it when you really want to go back into the old ways is difficult. It's this level of self-mastery that requires you to trust that this different way of being is actually better. It requires you to believe that it is more efficient than your old way of being. And Spirit's going to be presenting you with opportunities to use that ability to intentionally change the station of your immediate vicinity, and will be showing you in real time the energy difference that you showing up has the ability to do. It's like I'm hearing this, like, I don't want to be in charge. I don't want everybody looking at me. And Spirit's saying, too bad. Too bad. You were put here in this location because this is the grid we need you working on. And yeah, people are going to understand. They're going to see you. They're going to understand the power that you have when you start showing up in the grid. What's the hopes and fear? The Empress in reverse. You you can't pull it back in. There's the Empress in reverse is like, I've never birthed a baby, but I've seen how women, once they realize, like, oh, they have to deliver this baby, there's like this fear that takes over them. And that's what they're showing me with Empress of in reverse, is like in the hopes and fears position, you've created something, and it's there's no turning back. This it's it. It's it. And the only way through is through. And the Empress in reverse is like, wait a minute, I created a very big world. Do I really want this huge world? Spirits asked you to step forward, knowing that you were going to be witnessed by the world, and you are. And there's this reservation now of like, wait, maybe I don't want to be seen by the world. Maybe I don't want this huge dream. What's the outcome? Hmm. King of Cups, Eight of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands, Temperance in reverse. Outcome, we have King of Cups, Eight of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse, Temperance in reverse. They're showing me that in the outcome, King of Cups energy is someone that is solid in the storm, that remains calm in chaos, um, that doesn't subscribe to drama and making scenes. Um, King of Cups is very emotionally intelligent, and it's showing us the outcome that in you sitting with your own emotions, you're able to release yourself, you're able to get unstuck. And what's getting you unstuck is they're shifting your perspective on on the times when you feel like you can't make a move, on the times where you feel like you're stuck or you're repeating a cycle. They're wanting you to look at that as simply you playing in other realities. It's not a character flaw. Being imbalanced, being impatient with Temperance in reverse, feeling like you can't make a move in your life is not an indication of failure. It's King of Cups energy is being a little bit is being defensive to yourself against yourself. Does that make sense? Like, King of Cups energy is saying part of the reason the cycle is repeated was because you were not giving yourself grace and patience. Um, you were not acknowledging the child in you. There's this understanding that stuck energy is often related to inner child. And when you experienced imbalance as an adult, you were really hard on yourself about it. You really kind of beat yourself up and talk to yourself as if that was a failure. Like something really wrong with you, when in many ways it was out of your hands, it was out of your control. The outcome is learning to be the calm for yourself now, learning to soothe, learning to calm your own seas, your own storm. Okay, let's ground back into this energy, this reading. You're showing up as a King of Wands energy. King of Wands is confident, charismatic. Um, the King of Wands sees the big picture and knows exactly how to make it happen. You're showing up very confident with your wand ablaze. You're doing so because you feel very secure within your connection to High Priestess energy. You're being led by a higher power, by your higher self, by spirit, by your guides. You're taking strategic action, and this puts you in a position of being the magician. Magician energy, it's you got an obstacle. Magician energy, there's an obstacle, you see it from a mile away. You move it out of your path before you even reach it. Magician energy is showing up and changing the vibe in an instant. Magician energy is someone that has mastered themselves. Ooh. Do you want this energy? Is this your story? Let's say yes. You're going to allow it to come in and you're going to try it on during the rest of the reading. What are you working on? There's a Seven of Pentacles in the incoming energy. This Seven of Pentacles is saying, you've been very patient. You've been very committed. You have put in the work. Spirit's ready to reward you for that work. But what are we giving you next? Seven of Pentacles energy is an opportunity to pause, self-reflect, reassess, and most importantly, receive. Seven of Pentacles is asking you to open up and receive everything that you've worked so hard for. Part of your reservation with deciding is you want it all. You didn't plan to not get it back. And there's a part of you that feels like by choosing something, you're missing out on something else. And Spirit's saying, no, we're going to give you all of it. You get all of it, but we can only give you one at a time. What do you want us to give you next? Decide what it is that you're ready to receive from Spirit next. They want you to change your focus. They need you to focus on Four of Swords. Rest, recharge, giving yourself the opportunity to exist within sanctuary. Sanctuary energy is calm, quiet, soft, open, easy, carefree, connected. They need your focus on getting yourself into sanctuary, meaning inside the temple of you. They're needing your focus to be inside your body right now and always. Because that's where you steer. That's where you determine the energy of you, the experience that you have. the old way of going out there and overworking, pushing yourself are over. You'll still work. You'll still do the most, but you're not going to sacrifice the vessel. Anytime it doesn't feel good in the vessel because you're overdone it, you're wasting energy. You've gotten off the path. The path being, you know that you're here right now, setting the tone of it. Spirit needs you to get in, get in, get in the vessel, love the vessel, maintain the vessel. You have evolved out of any sort of self-hatred, any sort of diminishing behaviors to oneself, and that's great. You're in this state of acceptance of oneself, and that's fantastic. Spirit needs you to get into the actual love of self, love of the vessel. Because there is a difference in energy between just accepting yourself as is and loving all of you. Spirit's asking you to put your energy, your focus into loving you, into taking care of you, into taking care of this vessel, this body. Understanding that this is your home, your temporary home while you're here, and it's also your tool to create with. We got to get it in tip-top shape. Being kind and loving of what that looks like. Spirit wants your focus back on you, back in your body, hanging out with yourself and seeing how you feel, seeing what the High Priestess wants you to know. Resting, 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 soaking. Epsom salt bath, please. It's not wasted time. It's not laziness. It's not selfishness. It's the most important work because it begins and ends with you. Spirit's wanting you to get wrapped up safely in a nest, in a sanctuary. In the subconscious mind, there is a reservation about being your Queen of Wands, being all of you, taking up space, being the vibe. There's this protection of your light that you still dim just a little. You still turn it down. You show up, you shine bright, but you still don't fully let yourself be Queen of Wands. Your open Queen of Wands energy will never lead to true loss ever again. The loss that you experienced in your full expression of self was not a loss at all. Those weren't your people. You were clearing space. You're free. You're free to be in Queen of Wands energy, taking up space in your own life, being you. You don't have to guard yourself anymore. In fact, the more you are, the more safe you are. The brighter you shine, the further away the darkness gets. They can't creep into your light because you're so shiny. But you gotta allow that belief system to upgrade. You overcame Seven of Swords energy. You're getting a certificate of completion. You are a spiritual badass. Spiritual badass. Here's your wish. 9 of Cups. You understood that when you were sent into the dark, it was because there was some very important treasure buried deep. And you've got it. You are the treasure. You are the dream. You are the wish fulfillment. It was in you the whole time. Just because you know your light doesn't mean others around you know theirs. And in fact, you're probably feeling very alone on this mission. The surrounding energy is very heavy. It doesn't see the opportunity for better. The surrounding energy feels very bored and apathetic. The surrounding energy is looking back at the past with nostalgia. The surrounding energy feels like they're never going to get their wish fulfillment. They're never going to get their 10 of Cups. And this is why it is so important that you show up in your light. Because you understand that everyone has their own. You understand that this is an ever expanding reality. You understand that everyone has the ability to activate their own light. And the only way that you truly can do that is to be it for you. Spirit is asking you to put on some blinders, not as denial, but as a way to train your focus. Training your focus and understanding that within that focus, you're connected to everything. Remember that you are connected to everything. There is no true separation between in you and out there. You're made of the same stuff. Their heaviness, their burdens, their apathy, their fear is something that once lived in you too. Spirit is asking you to filter through the heaviness that you feel out there through your vessel, sending it up through the grid to be transmuted for the greater good of all. If you have the capacity to feel the heaviness, pull it into your vessel and send it back to source. That's how you serve. You just keep clearing your own heart as many times as it takes. Understanding that your most important job is keeping it open. Don't allow the surrounding energy to close up your heart. In the hopes and fears, the Empress energy is starting to question her own creation. The Empress energy is realizing that her creation is way, 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 way bigger than she thought, and maybe she doesn't want it after all. Yes, you do. Spirit is saying, yes, you do. You may be feeling like you don't want this many eyes on you. You don't want that many people to have access to you. And Spirit is saying, yes, you do. You're a very efficient person. The most efficient way is to ensure that a lot of people have access to you. The most efficient way to set the tone of the world that you want to live in is allow yourself to be viewed by many. You can't, you've went too far. You went too far with what you've created. It's already around the world. Outcome is King of Cups energy. It's time that you be very kind to you in the same way that you've been for others. When you find yourself feeling stuck, repeating cycles, not being able to move forward, imbalanced, impatient, it's just you, your conscious awareness that went down to a lower vibrational state. It's not a character flaw. It's not something that you need to punish yourself for. It was just a slice in time where you went somewhere else. Call yourself back home. If you find yourself going off into lower vibrational realities and then you punish yourself, why would that aspect of you ever want to come back home? Don't scold or punish yourself when you find yourself in a lower vibrational experience. Call yourself back home with love. Every time you criticize yourself because you're not where you want to be, you think that you're supposed to be somewhere else, you think that you're somehow failing, you're abandoning parts of you. It's time to be very, very loving, holding yourself um, in the way that you deserve. And part of that is being real kind to your own heart. The overall energy is a softening of your heart for yourself, for others, for the world. Spirit has called you forward into King of Wands energy to be the leader of what it looks like to live with an open heart. You are here, tapped into your higher power, to your higher self, to your higher knowing. You use that guidance for your security. You use that guidance to allow you to confidently decide what it is that you want to experience moment by moment. Showing up as the magician of your own life and setting the tone of how your experience goes. You're going to be deciding what it is you're getting next from Spirit. You're deciding what you get next from Spirit. How do you decide? You receive. You open up to receive. What are you ready for Spirit to give you next? You're the only one. You're the only one that can make it so, that can bring it in. What do you want? The time of going into the dark to retrieve parts of yourself are over. We're always healing and evolving, but you have graduated. You have graduated. You're a master. You're a spiritual badass. Your wish fulfillment is you, all of you, right here now, in this body, love and life. That was the wish all along. And your graduation gift is being the wish, animating the wish, playing within the wish. You got to do it, even though the outside world is not experiencing what you're experiencing, even though the outside world is experiencing a polar opposite experience to you. Don't allow that for you to change your station. You staying focused in your frequency is not you ignoring, neglecting, abandoning anyone. It is you setting the blueprint of the future. understanding that this reality is shaped first on the energetic realm. You're working on at a different level of reality. Sometimes that looks like doing nothing, taking a back seat. Spirit wants to reward you, thank you for all the hard work that you have been doing. I see it, I feel it. The collective has shifted so much because of your participation within this. We can't fear it. It is big. It's a whole new earth. It's here. We're in it. Okay. How did that feel? Was any of that similar to something that you went through? Have you been sensing what's around the corner? Yeah, you're actually doing it. There's this moment of pause, of doubting, of like, wait, have I totally lost it? Am I really in life right now, participating within the life? In that participation, hmm, am I in life right now, or am I in a pretend reality? Or am I creating the reality? Or is the pretending of the reality the creation of the reality? As you activate the conscious awareness, you're in it, you're participating, you're setting the tone. As that feel good comes on board, there'll be this wondering of, wait, this feels like pretend. This isn't real. And then you remember the pretend is the beginning, is the creation, is the activation, is the setting, the scene, the blueprint. It's going to feel like pretend. And it is. And the more you pretend, the more it is. It gets created by you, through you, first. You've always been a creator, but you've created some stuff that wasn't quite as fun. And now that you know, you're going to get to create. Ooh, much cooler stuff. I am so glad you're here. If you're watching this message, you're aware, you're the co creator of this experience. Hi, welcome in. Only people that have activated their co creator abilities are going to see this message, are going to understand this transmission. It's not pretend, it's real. It's the beginning, it's the activation of it, it's the embodiment. It's pretend until it is. And without the pretend, it will never be. It's pretend, but it is also real-time creation. When you step into that awareness, to that knowing, when you feel when you feel the weight of that activation, it's something that you can't unfeel, that you can't go back to pretending that you don't know. You can't go back to pretending that you don't know these things. They're working whether you participate or not. So why not participate? Show up being the creator that you are, believing in your own magic, knowing it's already complete. The dream you is right here. You're in it. You woke up in the dream. Welcome back home, where we just get to play within it. We're going to see other players out there that don't know yet, but they're going to see you participating as the awakened player. And then we get more and more people to play with. Everything's unfolding perfectly. They're just showing me layer by layer by layer by layer, it's getting lit up. It's waking up. It's coming back home. Bring your energy back home inside your body. How does it feel? Tap into your heart. Go up and ask what it is that you need to see for the next now moment. And anchor into your knowing that you're here. There's nowhere else to be. There's nowhere else to be than right here. When you walk, tapped into spirit, living in the flow, allowing yourself to receive, there you'll be. All of you, everything that you've ever wanted. You just decide, what do you want next? It feels like you're playing pretend, but you're actually activating. What do you want to activate next? Whatever you want. The path is clear. Ooh, that was fun. I want to know what comes in for you next. Comment down below. I'm glad you hung out with me here. I hope you got some keys from that. And I hope you have come again. See you later.